So today we're back on the 73 Jag. We did the top wishbone. We built the bushings for the wishbone. We sanded down the rotor, rebuilt or reattached it to the hub assembly, and we did the upper wishbone ball joint. This was kind of tricky. So to take this out, if you look on the back side, you got this spring tension clip right there. We used some snap ring pliers, and you pulled this out, and then there's a spring inside. There's this washer underneath, and it looks like this. This is the old one. So you have the ball and socket, the nut, ball and socket that sits in this cup. And then you have a spring, and then you have 5 shims, which are right here. 5 shims like that go over on the end, and then the snap ring. So with the new kit, we got this from Moss Motors here in the US. The ball joint upper, it is 7456019. Comes with a new nut, a boot, pretty much everything. A carter pin. I don't know what the carter pin would be for. So yeah, we ordered 2 of them. We didn't do the driver's side yet because we just put that back together, and these didn't come in. We didn't have them at the time. So this one's ready to go back on. Be very careful when you put this back on. The boot right now, inside here, I didn't record it. The ball joint can only travel left and right. It can only go side to side. There's no up 360 directional movement. So when you put this back on, even if you have the spring on the boot, what's going to happen is this boot's going to pop out. So when you reassemble everything, when you have your bushings on, bolted on, this part bolted back on, you want to have that dead on centered. These are the pieces that we built yesterday. I have them, everything's kind of wrapped up in the paper towels here because Bob does woodworking. This is his wood shop. As you can see, there's a lot of sawdust here, which I don't like because you want these parts to be super clean. So we took very good meticulous care to assemble everything, make sure everything was clean, triple checked, quadruple checked everything. So right now we took the lower wishbone out, or not out, down. So the other side, a buddy of mine came in and helped do the bottom because the rack and pinion, the front side right here, was a pain in the butt to get to the top bolts. This one's really easy. You have access to the nut in the back because of the frame design, but on the other side you have the power steering pump right there. The rack and pinion, it was a nightmare to get that bolt to get back on there and to take it out. So the only challenging part so far here has been the bottom bolt right here for the upper, because you have the motor mount plate in the way. So what I did is I used a 14mm long open end wrench to hold it from the bottom up and took it out. So I don't think I have to disconnect the torsion bar from the back. When you do this, if you're going to take your torsion bar out, mark everything over here where the torsion bar is. I don't know if you can see it, but I marked the teeth. Where's that thing? Right there. Mark that. So if you do pop that out, you know how to line it back in, because there is some preload on this from the factory. And you want to have it the same on both sides. Your adjuster nut, your adjuster nut, or your adjuster I should say, it's this right here on the bottom wishbone. I also marked that as well. My whole goal was not to mess with the torsion bar in the back. We marked that just in case we have to pop it out. Luckily I don't think we'll have to. Now in order to take the wishbone out, because we got to replace these bushings, you can see how rotted they are. Both nuts, by the way, were super loose on the end, so there was a lot of slop and movement in there. They were not tight. They did have the carter pins through them down there, but everything was loose. I mean, every single bolt that I took off on this side and the other side, everything was loose. So the plan here is now to take this bolt out right here, which is an Allen head, and I think it's an 8mm on the other side. I don't know if you can see it right there. We got to take that out, and then these 4 out, and then we should be able to take the torsion bar, pull it out a little bit to get this bolt out. Right now, see the torsion bar is kind of in the way, getting that bolt out of there. What we're going to do is release the front side first, and then slide the wishbone out this way off the torsion bar. Take it out, put a new ball joint in, and reassemble everything. I found out that the easiest way to do this, I have the jack, I have one of these jacks from Bob with this end on it. That's kind of like a cup, and what we did is we put it on the bottom of the ball joint right here, and this whole piece was basically under tension from the jack sitting up, and I released the jack slowly until there's no more, see, there's no more torsion bar tension on it right now. You can see right there, it's just loose on the adjuster nut, the lock. And in order to do that, make it really easy, so you don't have to mess with the back piece that's back there. We took the upper, started with the took the shock out right here, took the shock bolts from the top out the bottom, then we took the wishbone bolts out for the upper, then we popped the no, hold on, let me backtrack a little bit. What we did first is we took the wheel off, took the caliper off, then took the hub assembly off, the front, the rotor, the bearings and everything off, so we just have the steering knuckle, and then disconnected this last bolt right here, which hooks up your tie rod end, or no, steering end, yeah, tie rod end I guess, out. And before we did all that, we did the shock, like I said, and the sway bar, which connects right here with a 2-piece, which we also rebuilt. We put new bushings in that. So now I guess we'll take the nuts off, that one right there, that one right there, and this one right here. And then we'll take the bolts out from this side, take the top one out over here and loosen the bottom one, and then we should be able to slide the wishbone out after we take this little guy out. So sorry if it's confusing. This is the first time where I'm working on a 73 Jag, so stay tuned and we'll update.